very warm good evening to our viewers. Welcome to the Evening Review Show. I'm your host, Matthias Aufiko. Well, gender-based violence continues to be a hot topic within our public discourse. Of course, over the years, as a country, we've come up with several strategies and action plans and so on, just to fight this scourge of gender-based violence and push it back to the peripheries. I'm joined in studio tonight by Mr. Ngamane Karuaihe-Upi. Sir, good evening.
Hi.
You call yourself a relationship mechanic.
Yeah.
We laughed a bit about it before we started recording.
Yes.
Maybe just for the benefit of our viewers, they will be wondering, what is a relationship mechanic?
Well, some other people want to call themselves relationship consultants or whatever, counselors. You know, I prefer a name for me.
Yeah.
I'm a mechanic.
Yeah.
Because I help people. I don't fix people, but I help people fix themselves and in their relationships.
Yeah.
So it's a mechanic. It's like you used to say, you know, if you have a tooth problem, you run to a dentist.
Yeah.
It's just a tooth mechanic. You have a car problem, you go to a car mechanic. Your body is not feeling well, you go to a medical doctor. It's just a body mechanic. Oh yeah, this is on relationships. You're having some issues and so on, and you want some insight through yourself. You come to the relationship mechanic.
Rightfully so. Yeah. Back to the topic at hand, GBV. We've spoken about this. We've spoken and we've spoken.
Yeah.
And we
we're
have
not done yet.
Crafted plans, and it seems like we are not even halfway towards solving this.
Did we get started?
Do we call it a crisis?
It's more than a crisis.
Do we call it a pandemic?
It's an undeclared pandemic. Whether it's what is epidemic, pandemic, whatever the difference is, but it's undeclared in this country. To me, the evidence we have is that we keep on with lip service. We produce lip service to it. We are very reactionary. Something happens, it's a hot topic for that moment. It goes away, we are quiet. But beyond that, structured interventions that reach not just in Klein Windhoek or Eros, but goes all the way to Kuriangava and beyond, goes to the farthest village. We don't have that. We don't have that functioning well enough. What will that do? The education of men and women in terms of the value of human life. The education of children wherever they are, young people wherever they are, on how to value one another. So that when you are upset, when you are irritated, when you are whatever happens to you that adversely is affecting you for that moment, you don't lose sight of this is another human being. By God, by the Constitution, we are equal and all of that. The person has a right to a life. Person has a right to privileges offered to me also. If we have a disagreement, let's find alternative ways, not violence. We are not doing that. And we are not doing that to say the programs that needs to run outside Windhoek, you don't hear of them. Workshops with 20 people when you need 20,000 attending. It remains lip service.
We've sort of tried many avenues. We've even had a prayer day with Namibia saying that 90% of our population are of Christian faith.
Yes.
So it seems it doesn't gel with what's on the ground.
No, it does not, because we keep on preaching. It's lip service. We don't go home to home. Now, before we started, you talked about policing. I welcome policing. With clear boundaries on where policing will come. We are policed everywhere.
Should I really be policed in my bedroom?
We don't police you in your bedroom. We police you before you get into your bedroom and when you come out, if there's a need. What are we looking for in relationships? Where are people getting to know and understand and implement, make manifest what they want in a relationship? I don't think there's a man or a woman out there on this planet who wants to be beat up, who wants to be violated, who wants to be kicked, who wants to be ridiculed. No. So if we get to understand that everybody wants love, happiness, joy, security, safety, and so on, Where are we actually helping people to maybe learn
Yeah.
what it means to be happy in a relationship?
Yeah.
Learn what it means to be a husband, a good father, a good mother, a good boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. Where are we? Because when people are starting to fight one another in the bedroom, or in now we're not supposed to go into the bedroom.
Yeah.
But when they start, what are we doing and what have we done to help them remind themselves of what do you mean to me? Who am I to you?
Yeah.
You are that woman or man I chose as my soulmate, the one and only, my God-given gift. Why then am I abusing you? What happens to that realization within? A lot of people get married, exchange vows. What do vows really mean? That kind of education is needed. And not just in English. To me, it's part of the problem. Gender equality in Namibia is well spoken on in English. Let's go to our mother tongues. What is gender equality in all our different mother tongues?
Yeah.
And where are we practicing the plans of action and all of that, culturally, religiously, and all of that? Because when tradition kicks in and a man says, I paid lobola, and my woman is my property, where are we in our mother tongues, in our cultures, in our religions, to say, wait a minute, by law and by God's decree, that person is your equal. Now, equality in gender is not about our domestic roles.
Yeah.
We focus too much on who's cooking and who's cleaning. No, it's not about that. It's about the value. How do you respect me? How do you value me? How do you prioritize me as a partner in whatever we are doing in life? Men can continue hunting even though they are not doing that anymore. Women can do the cooking even though men are better cooks than women in so many different ways. If you want your woman to be the cook, fine. If you want your man to be the provider, fine. But let's clear that when she is cooking and he's providing, they are still remaining equal people. It's not about your hunting or providing, and it's not about her cleaning and cooking.
Yeah.
It's not defined by that. That message, I don't think it's out there. Because there's a lot of people who still want to talk about wife material. Then they want to talk about, and then the inscription for wife material is a woman who can, it's all domestic related things. What if God gives you a woman who is a partner, a companion, a friend, but cannot cook, is lousy at the cleaning, but she is that person who's going to motivate you and support you in all kinds of ways in whatever you want to do in life? Are you going to force her just to cook? And vice versa. If the woman is the stronger one, if she's the provider, if she's the one with the big salary, should the man just, okay, now you are the big boss? No. It's not about our salary, it's about who we are to each other. Spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, intellectually, who we are to one another. It's not about our titles. Because you can lose your job any day. You can lose your business any day. And what then?
Every year, government pumps in millions into the fight against gender-based violence. But we know that money is not always the solution. We've seen even in our education sector where billions are pumped into the sector, but we are not getting the desired results. Are we perhaps looking at sort of...
We have misplaced priorities? Oh, definitely. Namibia is the one country, and I don't know what are the Namibia-like statistics, but I don't know what the latest numbers, but in terms of our dependency on South Africa and others, for even our food, it still remain high. So where are we reprioritizing what we do with our money to become manufacturers of our own food, of our own tools, of our own products and so on, in such a way that when you say you have money in the education system, you are producing people and we don't have unemployed graduates. When you say you have money put away for gender-based violence, it actually is touching people in their homes. And it's not just in the newspapers when someone is killed,
Yeah.
but people get to, like on a regular basis, get to be fed, nurtured into how to have stable, healthy households. That is missing. We have the scourge of absent fathers. Fatherlessness is something now unedified. We have so many homes of single parents, mostly women. Where are we addressing these things? Instead of leaving it to people to just try and zula on their own. People don't have that.
Yeah.
So government will serve its people proper when we redirect the money. Because to me, I still, before I die, and which is a far away, knock on wood, I'm still dreaming of the day that we're going to redistribute wealth in Namibia. We're going to find constructive ways of redistributing so that the stress that now plays a role in economic violence and things like that, it's done away with. Yeah. We have enough money. We need to own our oil. We need to own our fish. We need to own our minerals. We need to have structured, real serious programs that makes it possible that Namibians, the citizenry, gets to directly benefit and not give these licenses, fish rod, not fish rod, there's fishing rights and so on to one individual or one company. No, create that account so that a whole village, a whole region is benefiting. Yeah. So that people can stop being so frustrated and drinking so much and being violent because out of frustration and stress and despair, wanting to be violent with one another.
You spoke earlier on about the issue of lobola, where people would pay lobola and think they own their partners. The issue of cultural norms, what role does it play in all this?
Actually, based on what now, and I'm still looking for somebody who has written, I've not done that myself, doing the research and bringing out a book or two are coming to say to us, culturally, how is culture supporting the validation of men and women in such a way that a man who gets to marry a woman does not think and feel like, I bought her. If it is true that lobola is a gift to the bride's parents to say thank you, I always ask, but what if, she's educated, she's this, she's that, but the groom is too. Yeah. She's educated, me too. She's a good person, me too. She's nice, me too. So how does my family get compensated? And if it is not a compensation, where are we sharing that? Why do we not do away with lobola if we are not selling our daughters? There were cultures like the Olufuko. I like Olufuko for what it says, that it's preparing girls into womanhood. But where is the Olufuko compatriot? The one for boys, that is preparing boys for manhood, in terms of how you are to be as a boyfriend, as a father, as a husband, as a member of community that is progressive and productive in your contributions. Where is that? Because I've been around this country plenty of times. I'm still to meet a man who says, I went to this university, or I remember this one teacher, we had this subject or module somewhere where I was being exposed to, wow, this is what a man look like the Namibian way. And this is what, I like this type of characteristics and qualities in me. Let me, if I don't have them already, let me nurture that and bring it up in me. I don't meet those people.
Yeah. I want us to go for a short break quickly. And after the break, I want us to come talk about our criminal justice system. And how it's set up, especially looking at our fight against GBV. So we can just touch on that to our viewers. We'll be back with the second half of the show. Oh, welcome back from that short commercial break. Mr. Karuaihe-Upi, as much as we talk of GBV on the ground, there's still a system that needs to protect those who would be victims. That is our justice system.
Yes.
What, in your view, is what role does it play, if any? Do you think it's helping us in the fight against this scourge?
It's fighting an uphill battle, not a losing battle, but an uphill battle. Because how many times do we hear about the police not having vehicles to get to somewhere to hopefully prevent or a crime or catch somebody in the act or help somebody in need? Where are we prioritizing that? I'm of the opinion that no. What if we cut salaries of people who don't contribute and increase the salaries of people like the police who needs to do what is needed in terms, because Namibia is known, and I don't know who said it, but I agree with them, that Namibia is a pretty stable country, politically and so on, and we are supposed to be peaceful. We don't have coups and so on, or hopefully we won't have any. But Namibia is not a safe place. Namibia is not, we don't have to ask a tourist. When recently a police officer was jogging with a gun out of fear for her safety.
Yeah.
Why Namibia?
So this piece we're talking about, is it more abstract, or what is it that you are trying to tell us?
What I'm saying is that we in Namibia we have a crime rate that's pretty high. People are grabbing phones or whatever because of the unequal distribution of wealth, maybe partly. There's a market. People grab phones to go sell somewhere. There's someone somewhere saying, I want an iPhone 20. Please go steal me one. The person stealing is harming somebody else. Where are we to say, don't promote, don't encourage crime by asking people to steal for you. Don't, the cheating, the things that we do that bring harm to others. What role are we playing in it? So the police need resources, that's true. But they need resources, and part of that is the community policing sometimes we talk about, where that is strengthened, that we are now compatriots in fighting crime. Those things that says a woman, when you are beat up and you go to the police, you don't withdraw the case. Family don't step in there to say, but that guy is our grocery provider. So if he goes to jail, where are we gonna get food? No, withdraw the. We need to do away with those type of situation. If people come to make a case, where are we to have discretion? Somebody was saying, I'm raped, but the whole floor at the police station is listening to her story. Where is the dignity in reporting? Where is the idea of, if a woman or a man, because men also get abused, come to the police, you don't laugh at the men, but we create a system where these people, they have issues. They are directed to counseling. They are directed to psychologists. We support the system that will drastically increase the number of psychologists in this country that deals with these issues. Social workers that deals with these issues. And we don't have one or two social workers or one psychologist in a whole region, but they are all over. So people can get help. We are not perfect as human beings. We will have disagreements as human beings between as couples and as family. But where is the outlets? The shelters for men. The woman is beat up. The man is kicked out because to protect protection order. He must. Where does he go? Go and stay now. Go to look for a girlfriend. Or where are the shelters for men? Where are shelters for families? We don't have these things pronounced. We don't have them all over in such a way that people are comfortable in their skins to say, I'm comfortable and I'm safe in my country. But in case, just that one chance, something goes wrong, there is help available.
Yeah.
That's not the reality on the ground right now.
But to what extent should we blame the system and take responsibility as individuals?
Oh, that's true. But how do I take responsibility when I don't even know that I'm here to take responsibility for me? Life is learned behavior. Just like they teach us how to be law-abiding citizens. We also need to say how responsible am I for me? How love thy brother, love thy neighbor. Where does that lesson come in?
Yeah.
To say that I'm accountable to you, you are accountable to me. I don't have to know all your business, but I need to be there to safeguard you and you for me in such a way that we don't do one another harm. What do they say? Don't do anything that you don't want somebody else to do it to you. That's saying.
Yeah.
Where are we preaching that in schools from grade 0?
Yeah.
Until you get your master's. We embed the virtues, the qualities of being gentle, being cooperative, being negotiating, a person who's humble and tolerant and forgiving. We don't get these lessons.
Yeah.
And so when somebody goes wrong, so when you say responsibility, yes, at home, family, where is the village? The African village raising its kids. We are too modern. We are too westernized. Too much emphasis on nuclear families.
Yeah.
The extended family, that houfas, that connection, has weakened. So if we can revive those type of things, and for us to have on a regular basis those meetings under the tree at the village, where elders are teaching us young people to say, how do you treat a wife? How do you treat a husband? How do you reprimand your children, discipline your children without abusing them? Hopefully, some of these things, if you had them, we can revive. If we didn't have, we can create anew.
Yeah.
But we need to take that. We need to take that stand.
Yeah.
But that comes with the indoctrination of us. We are indoctrinated into politics. We blindly follow political parties. We blindly follow religion. Why are we to blindly also follow good things in life?
Yeah.
Where is that machinery that can help us do that?
Yeah, we always speak of catching them young in all the different spheres of life.
Yes.
Are we perhaps starting too late?
Maybe for some of us it could be a little bit too late, but maybe we bend our fingers enough to have learned a lesson or two. But yes, remember a few years ago, the idea of sex education. And how many people were against it? Okay, now sex education that is robust but also reasonable in its approach. It needs to be. Now you cannot teach 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds about what happens in the bedroom. They don't need to do that. But how to be humble and be caring enough towards another person, that lesson can start. So that we can do away with bullying in schools. We can do away with stereotypes and tribalism and all those type of things, because we are being educated into how to get along. So wherever, start. But I'm still looking for that module at any university where people go and learn how to. Because we get the modules on how to be an engineer, how to be an accountant, how to be a lawyer, how to be a media professional. We get those modules. You can even go buy a textbook. Where is that? A Namibian has one that says, wow, when I'm of age, these are the societal expectations. And they are healthy. And I can actually buy into it.
Yeah. Just lastly, as we round up, your exit words as far as the route we should take from an individual, from a household perspective to a systemic perspective, from a structural point of view, what would that be?
We need to practice what we preach. We seriously need to take the time to say, I don't like beating my wife. What is an alternative to beating her? I don't like beating my husband. I don't like cheating. I don't like this. I don't like the violence. I don't like the dysfunctionality in my family, in my home. What is the alternative? Because with some of these things, they become normalized.
Yeah.
And where are we to have these shows on a regular basis to pump out this message that there are alternatives to violence? There is alternatives to violence programs where we hopefully can help people to know how to communicate in healthier ways, how to resolve conflicts, how to get along, how to come to agreement, to agree to disagree without becoming enemies.
Yeah.
These things are possible, but we just too much lip service. The more we start, hopefully, to have, this thing of it's a men's conference. Every other month I hear there's a men's conference.
Yeah.
We never see the report. We never see the empirical evidence of something took place and men got together and decided that to be providers, what does it mean? And now we're going to practice it at home and we're going to be role models to others. That's what we need. Instead of being reactionary people towards a crisis or an ad hoc event where somebody at the extreme end lost their life.
Yeah. Mr. Karuaihe-Upi, thank you very much for your time this evening.
No problem.
It's not the last time in a long time.
No, never, never.
Well,
Thank you for having me.
All the best for the work you do.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, to our viewers, that's it from the Evening Review team. Thank you for staying tuned. See you again tomorrow, same time, same place.